Hello everyone and welcome back to another math video. Today we're going to be talking about completing the square, so similar to the problem that you see up on the screen here. Just a reminder, this is the speedrun version where we go through it pretty quickly. If you want the normal version, I'll link that in the description below. For your Ricasso Recap, you should already know how to solve square root equations and you should know how to solve multi-step equations. If you want refreshers on these topics, there'll be videos in the description below. Please go watch those before you start this lesson. All right, new lesson starts now. Here we go. So completing the square is sort of an algebraic trick. It's good for circles. It's good for quadratics. And so here are the steps 1 through 5. I've got them color-coded, and so we're going to use the colors here. So step 1 says A must equal 1. Okay, you divide if necessary. So A is always the number in front of the squared. So here, A is -3, B is the next number, C is the number by itself. So does A equal -1? Well, not right now. It equals -3. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide by -3, and we're going to divide everything, right? Because it's an equation. So we have to follow the rules of equations. So when we divide out here, -3 divided by -3 is 1h squared minus 16h plus 25 equals 0. All right, now A is equal to 1, right? So step 1 is done. So now we switch colors here. Step 2, C isolated on the right. So we need to move this C to the other side. We should know how to do that, right? We subtract by 25 on both sides. Whoops. By 25 on both sides. When we do that, we now have 1h squared minus 16h equals -25. Cool. Step 2 is done. Step 3 says to calculate b over 2 squared. So b over 2 squared. B is this -16. So now we have -16 over 2 squared, which is -8 squared, which is 64. Cool. That step is done. Step 4, add that thing that we just did, that b over 2 squared, to both sides. So bring your equation down, 1h squared minus 16h. We're going to add the 64, because that's step 4, on both sides. So we have a plus, notice, oh, I'm out of room. Plus 64. Notice that we have a plus 64 on both sides of the equation. All right, last step here. It says to factor the left side into this. Okay, it says it's going to be x plus b over 2 squared. Well, b, and here we have h's, so it's going to be h plus b over 2. b over 2 is -8. So this is -8 squared. That's like saying h minus 8 squared. If you're familiar with perfect square trinomials or factoring techniques, okay, you could do it that way, but this is just what it'll always factor into this x plus b over 2 squared. Equals, over here, let's combine these, -25 plus 64 is 39. All right, and for now, we're going to leave it like that, okay? Now, this is the same work that we just did, cleaned up a little bit, and now you'll see there's a new step 6, okay? The final step in solving these problems says solve with square roots. So hopefully we see this is squared. We know that we can get rid of that by square rooting both sides. So now I have h minus 8 equals, when you square root, you get a plus and a minus version. We'll leave that there. I'll talk about it in a second. The square root of 89 is 9.43. We'll round that to the 100th for now. All right, this plus minus just means that we're going to split the problem into a plus version and a minus version. So it's h minus 8 equals the positive version. And then we have h minus 8 and the negative version. And so now, these are just two equations. We can solve them. This one will give me 17.43. This one will give you negative 1.43, and these are our two solutions. All right, here's our cool clock for today, which means that it's time for you to practice what you just learned. Go ahead and pause the video and try these two problems on your own, and when you're ready, you can unpause the video and we'll check your answers. Okay, now that you've had time to work these problems, let's check your solutions. Okay, for the first problem here is the work. Again, I've color-coded it by steps, so you can look back at the steps if you need to. Should have gotten D equals 14.86 and 1.14. And for the second problem, a little bit weird. Steps 1 and 2 are done for you already. And then when you did the B over 2, you got a fraction. You could have worked with a fraction. You could change it to a decimal, sort of up to you. Should have gotten 12.15 and negative 1.15 for your final answers. All right, that's it for today. I hope you all have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.